Hey everyone, it's Mumamo. It's Meetings and Masterminds Monday. It's a weekly program dedicated to the world's only superhero TTRPG, which is wild because you look at all these old, what do they call them? They're heroes in the public domain.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just stopped. It's like,
right?
Only we care, guys.
It's crazy.
Hey, can you hear me chat? Can you hear us chat? Rebel Moose, good to see you, friend. Warden Maximus, good to see you. Michael in chat is here. It says music. Oh, thanks, man. Got another one in the works. I think we're talking about something awesome that Paul did. Hey, Mastermind of Pooh, good to see you. Raymond Stegman. We've got, again, I say Rebel Moose because it's good to see you, friend. I know you have some conflicts every once in a while, and so it's good to see you. Nate Robbins, check your email, or I will come to your home and break something you love. Gene Karen's here as well. Who else do we got? Well, we've got the friend of the hour, Tempo. Tempo, you this came from you, this idea. This idea, if you will. I'm excited about it. Now we're gonna do something. I don't want you to be disappointed. I don't think that we will be going into as much depth as you may hope. But if we don't, these two guys are the ones to blame. Not me. No, I'm kidding.
Nope. Never Troy.
Never me. Listen, we've got here on time. Everything worked well. Everyone's audio and mic and all that. So I think we're, buckle up for the asteroid. The lightning strike or something.
We're clearly doomed.
All signs point to hey guys, good to see you. And what a great show today. We got a lot of good stuff, and I love going back. And now I will admit, and nobody's called me on it yet. I'm sure they're revving up. Some of the public domain heroes that I found don't necessarily. RC's here. RC, good to see you, friend. So sorry, I'm just got excited to see our good buddy.
Yeah.
Love RC. But, yeah, we love that guy. Good to see him, and of course everyone as well. But some of the heroes that I picked are from the 40s. Do they fall into the category still, you think? Or
yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate that. Oh no, I thought you were saying always my Platinum Prince, but you're saying it's always my fault. I get it.
He is saying that.
He is definitely saying that.
I'm still getting a little bit of an echo on your end there, Troy.
Are you? Okay. Let me, maybe what if I do this? If I turn down a little bit, is it mostly when I get excited?
That happens.
Yeah. Too much power. Too much power, excitement. Does that help a little bit?
I think so. Yeah, seems to.
I think it is directly correlated with my volume and when I'm super loud that I can, that my mic can hear my headphones.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on.
That must be it.
I think so. So, okay. Let's clear the air on this.
Yes.
So, mystery men. What is a mystery men? And, I'm sorry, Steve. I want to say this real quick.
Yeah.
Listen, these heroes come from an era that I would say maybe not steeped in the most, positive practices of representation and all of that.
Indeed.
Yeah, there's a ton there. Even the topic itself, mystery men, there are plenty of mystery women.
Yep.
And so I want to make that real clear. I've definitely, when I was going through, I loved, there's, I think it was Black Widow, maybe, or someone in which she's saying right above, she said, "Good evening, gentlemen." Cracked me up. And I wanted to make a shirt out of it. And I can, because these are all, public domain. But so my advice to friends as you're digging through and you're kind of creating your characters and things, there's a charm about all of these heroes. And but even back in the, even the best of heroes back in the day were doing dumb stuff.
Yeah, they were products of their time.
Yeah, and so we're redeeming them and avoiding any truly egregious sins of our past while acknowledging. What about Obvious Lady? I don't. Maybe that's not the way to say that. Obvious Lady. I don't know about Obvious Lady. Do you guys know about Obvious Lady?
I think it's the opposite of Mystery Man.
Oh, I get it. Mystery Man and Obvious Lady. But Obvious Lady does sound like a hero name that would come from back in the day.
Mhm.
Let's talk about who the mystery folk are.
All right. So first, RC, we did actually have a conversation about whether or not this episode was about the mystery men of the pulps and early comics, or about the movie Mystery Men from the 90s. We decided to save that topic for a later episode.
That's right.
So the mystery men we're talking about are it was a common term for the early comic book characters, especially the characters who were the costumed crime fighter types who tended to rely on gadgets and the like rather than having a lot of powers. And it was also common for the characters in the pulp magazines of the 1930s who inspired a lot of those early comic book characters.
Yeah, a lot of smoking.
Yes, indeed.
A lot of smoking.
Yeah, awesome.
When you can get a prescription for it from your doctor.
Right?
That's right. When 9 out of 10 doctors recommend you smoke Camels, I mean, what do? You
just need the relaxation of cool menthol,
Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Oh, but especially for pregnant mothers. Yeah. So, so with all of this, with this wealth of stuff to kind of draw from, we thought we would sort of create our own mystery folk, right? Now, I just want to say again, I apologize if we don't get into things as deeply as you may hope that we can, even though these are two of the best superhero historians you will find in this or any other multiverse. Alex's face. So we've got Tempo mentions Golden Bat and Shadow, the Spider, the Spirit. And was the first Human Torch wasn't a Marvel hero, right?
The first Human Torch was published by Timely, which is Marvel's predecessor, in the 1940s, but is part of Marvel's history, and was an android created by Professor Horton in the 40s. In fact, there's a small nod to it in the first Captain America movie, where you see the Human Torch display at the World's Fair in New York.
I see.
Or the Stark Expo, I guess they call it.
That's right. Yeah. So a nod to the past for the super fans.
Yeah,
I love that. And then and so Temple also brings up the Watchmen as a kind of a deconstruction of superheroes, and do they count in sort of the pulp bin of heroes?
A bit.
Couple of them?
Yeah.
Inspired by Shirley, right? And the style and sort of the way that they act. The interesting thing about some of these heroes is that they weren't particularly, they had very basic names, just like Catman, just a Catman, but his powers were pretty pedestrian almost.
Yeah, they often are.
If you take Dr. Manhattan and put him in a box and put him over here,
right,
Watchmen could be Mystery Man.
There we go. Gotcha.
Like Silk Spectre, Rorschach, Night Owl, I think they all qualify.
And of course, the original characters in Watchmen from the 1940s are very
much
Mystery Men inspired.
Got it. Okay, and so when we're looking at the kinds of powers we want to pick for a vibe, a Mystery Men's vibe encounter or hero rather, what are we looking for?
A lot of their power is punch.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the kind of style you're going for. The classic, sort of Mystery Men characters are probably power level 8-ish in M&M, maybe even lower, but are probably very highly skilled and talented characters who have a lot of gadgets. Is the classic type, but the pulps, and especially the early comics, were just all over the place in terms of you had characters who were effectively omnipotent wizards who could do anything.
Yeah.
And guys whose primary thing was they had a fancy gun that shot lightning bolts.
Right. Right. Yeah, the
It
powers
was basically a taser.
right. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm looking at one of the characters that I thought just hilarious was Bingo, the Wonder Boy.
Yep.
And it looks just sort of like a precursor to Superman, maybe, or I mean, I don't know.
Especially in the very early 40s, there were a ton of Superman imitators.
Yeah, and then powers and abilities were broken down into, along with being the strongest and fastest boy, Bingo could also fly.
Yep.
Okay, so there's that. But Bingo also had a pal that was a genie named, let me get this right, the Yama Lama of Kabang.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so I mean, that's that is a very odd pairing,
to say the least.
And so, when selecting your own powers, what do you? Gene says, "I like Hornet." I thought you said I like a green hairnet. I mean, it's great.
It's different. The green hairnet is a different character entirely.
Different character.
The green hairnet is going in least want it. Let me open my Google Doc real quick.
And it belongs to the lunch lady. I love it. Okay, so hey Grant, good to see you. Glad you joined us. King Snarf said, aside from the Dr. Manhattan, most of the Watchmen who aren't actually called that in the book just have gimmicks. Okay, so there we go.
Indeed.
We're just looking at so when we say gimmicks, let's talk about that a little bit more. Let's unpack. Yeah.
I mean, basically, you're going to have characters who have some kind of a theme, and they're going to lean into that, just like all superheroes do, usually with some kind of gadgets or skills or tricks of some sort or another. So, for example, I remember when Owen Stevens came up with, I want to say he's called the lantern or the lamplighter.
The lantern.
But is basically a character whose shtick is based on lanterns, and so he of course has a light-based weapon that can stun his opponents, and he has a very sort of Paul Revere style and that's really the shtick of it, is just coming up with a thing. The Golden Age Sandman, as Sean points out, is the guy who wore a gas mask and used a gun that shot sleeping gas that knocked his opponents out.
I love it.
My power is anesthesia.
So do we lean a lot into camp then? I mean, is that a fair?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Unless I think it's important to caveat that with it was not camp for them. It was very earnest for the people writing it.
Right.
So that's right.
Right.
Which I think is interesting, because we made the distinction before the show that this wasn't the parody, hapless sort of. They were taking themselves very seriously. Yeah, and the world did too, right? I mean, the world felt like they were, they were saving people. They were punching bad guys in the nose. They were doing all this stuff, and so just a different understanding of an expression of superheroism, which is an interesting. I will give folks maybe a fun resource if you want to go really funny, or there is a subreddit. And some of these powers are not good, and they're sort of offensive, but it's called our shitty superpowers. Yes. They got some ridiculous things, very funny, and so if you want to add that layer of sort of funniness, it seems to me like a very interesting challenge, especially for a one shot. I don't know if I could maintain it for more than that, but you do take yourself so very seriously and try to figure out how to stop crime with a power like this.
Mm-hmm.
You can spawn mice with zero limit, or okay, I'm gonna read that one. There's another one where you can levitate only while pooping. Just plenty of very interesting. It'd be fun to see what people could do with that. But now, what are we going to do with? Maybe not that, but
Right.
we're going to create some concepts, some mystery men concepts.
Yeah. Let's
Cool.
do it.
Let's do it. Have you guys thought about who or whom you'd like to inhabit? What hero you would like to bring to life?
Alex, you want to go first or shall I?
You can go first. I'm still thinking.
Okay. So I am going to sort of steal Alex's thunder a little bit because he already has a sort of magician mystery man character in his novel. But if I were going to do a mystery man character, I would definitely want to draw on the sort of Mandrake the Magician and all of their imitators, including DC's Zatara and whatnot. The notion of the stage magician turned real magician has a lot of fun potential for a Mystery Man game. And especially if you are a theatrical ham, it is a great character to play around with. And you can do it a lot of different ways. It depends on the power level you've got and the number of points you've got to work with. I would be inclined to go with a character who's got a lot of illusionary powers and tricks and maybe some, mind control or hypnosis or those kinds of things, and push a lot of other stuff off into ritualist for being able to do the one-off weird magical things, and of course power stunts galore, for that sort of stuff. But establish a few fun, just sort of magical tricksy illusion powers and the like. I definitely think one of them, just from a game system perspective, would have to be, sort of the "I'm not where you think I am" type of effect, so that when people are attacking, I get my high defense because I'm not really good at fighting, but I'm just good at not being there when people attack me.
I love that's great. That's great.
I want a lot of thugs jumping through the illusion of me, and hitting walls and things like that.
I like that. Like sort of what do they call them? Are they toreadors?
Yeah, like a bullfighter in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I think toreadors is a type of vampire, maybe. I don't know.
It is.
It is.
Okay, that's great.
It is.
I don't think I ever noticed that it was also bullfighter.
Right?
I think matador is the word I was meant
Yes.
to say. Toreador, I think, is just my vampire,
Mm-hmm.
background.
Your vampire roots are showing.
Exactly. My gothy 90s roots. So yeah, Alex, do you have a notion? Because I have one that might be really dumb. I mean, you can.
So, I've been brewing an idea of a two-fisted crime fighter, but with Steve wanting to be a magician, I kind of want to tie my origin into Steve's abilities. So my character's name is the Gray Falcon, and I think I may have been a Maltese Falcon style statue that Steve brought to life and turned into a mystery man.
Okay.
That sounds delightful.
I like it.
And I'm the embodiment of justice, from what I understand justice to be, being a highly coveted artifact that has been stolen multiple times.
Right. So, are you do you have a secret identity, or do you just revert to a statue from time to time?
I think I revert to a statue. That's what I do when I'm not in crime.
Right.
Fighter, is I just hang out in your magic box.
You just sort of hang out on a shelf somewhere.
Yes. Are you big? Are you?
I'm a museum piece statue. Just a little.
How funny! Which is that's kind of a cool power in itself of just not being noticed.
Right?
Maybe you just don't move until you.
Yeah. So are you can you be conscious and aware while you're a statue? Or are
yes,
you
I think I think I'm always conscious and aware. I think that's
Oh,
why I decided to become a crime fighter, is because I kept getting stolen. And I
right.
wanted to stop being stolen, but I don't remember who my original owner is. So I'm trying to find my way back.
I like that. The fish out of water fun too, right?
Right.
What am I
Right.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as folks point out, every good, stage magician needs some muscle to handle, the things that get, difficult.
Now, do you
So,
grow in size, or do you just hang out as a gold, sort of a gold statuette?
No, I become like a masked fighter with a cowl and a cape, and
mhm.
it's very
Interesting.
Falcon-esque, but
Uh-huh.
it's
Made of
definitely
gold or
anthropomorphic.
golden?
No,
I'm
gray.
So
It's gray.
Oh, gray. Okay, okay. So I see. All right, I like it.
That's
So
fun.
yeah. So you're a punch a lot guy.
yeah, I like
Right.
punching and take down and move by action and being helpful.
Right. So do you have any, apart from like your amazing transformation, have any like low level superpowers? Like you're really tough or, things like that?
Yeah, I think some durability, maybe limited gliding capability.
Yeah, sure.
Hey JJ,
That'd be fun.
welcome to the party.
I can use gadgets, but you have to provide them for me. Like I have to go fetch them out of your trunk when I turn back into a person.
Right.
That's funny, and also that's an interesting worldview where that's just what you know. That's just how you came to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I want to tie it into some Titan City lore, stone beings like gargoyles and the like do have a bit of a hive mind situation where they could talk to each other and they could share feedback about what they've seen. So
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of that.
Oh, that's
That'd be
interesting.
I hope that is a post cognition power where if I could find a statue nearby, I could be like, "Hey, what'd you see?" in the
Right.
area, and we could have a silent stone
You
conversation.
could like touch it and see what the statue saw.
So those statues in other
That'd
places.
be a fun power.
Yeah, super fun
Yeah.
power. Do they speak different languages, or are they generally just psychic? You get it, you understand it.
I think it's. I don't think it's a language thing. I think it's. We just sort of we have a vibe. We understand
Commune,
each other.
Yeah, I like that.
Right.
Wow. That's great. Yeah. Stan says, maybe you got a literal jaw of stone, so you can really.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like it. Well, so
Yeah.
one of the things that were going on in the 1920s were the cooties.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It goes back to the World War I believe, where they were out there for a while doing their thing and would get lice and stuff. And so I'm going to create the cootie, and his power is basically various powders and things that make people itchy or sort of incapacitates them in that way. And the reason
I
being,
cast bedbug.
right, exactly right, yeah, exactly. And it also kind of reminded me a bit of like the back of comic books, the itching powder or
Yes. All those gimmicks.
Exactly. And so I thought maybe that the cootie could also, the kind of the origin story of the cootie is because the term often used like between boys and girls. Ew, I don't want to get.
Mm-hmm.
And so he could have gotten a broken heart because the girl that he loved. Oh, ew, cooties. And so
you're verging on supervillain origin there.
I know, I really am. And so maybe I should adjust that to say no. Yeah, no, I can't really see any other way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say that that he wasn't using his powers for good at some point. He was being kind of a little angry prankster, and turned around because he
realized he could do some good.
Yeah, he ran into a talking statue that he was like, "Whoa, that freaks me out." And the statue was like, "Be good, or I'll punch you in the face." And
you have a fun built-in weakness of circle, dot, dot, dot. I got your cootie shot.
All right, so we didn't have that when I was a kid, but that's pretty funny. It's a sort of a playground thing that people would say.
Mm-hmm.
Circle, dot, dot, dot.
Gurgle, get your cootie shot. Yeah.
Gurgle, get your. It's okay. Gotcha. What is the circle and the dot, dot, dot?
You just circle, dot, dot, dot. You just draw it on whatever you're putting the cootie shot on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got it.
And then you usually stab them with a pen.
That you know what? They just stab people with the pen. I love
It's
that.
just a good reason for kids to shiv each other in the playground.
Exactly. So maybe that's something I'll say, like circle, circle, dot, dot, dot. Because you say gurgle.
Girl, go get your cootie
Oh,
shot.
girl, you better get your. Okay, got it. All right, I like that. Well, so I'll use the motto. I'll take it, do some workshopping with it. But
Right.
That's the first one I was thinking of.
That's a fun theme, though.
Yeah, just something kind of silly and funny. Let's see. Pook says, actually, magical girls are from Shinto spirituality and directly linked to Temple Guardian. Okay, I'm coming.
All right. Chad is wandering far and wide, as they do.
Cutie patootie, she got cooties. That's exactly right. The cootie kid. That's what I'm going to call it. The cootie.
There you go.
I feel like you need to have like 6-shooters and a cowboy hat.
Yep. I knew we could depend on Paul to,
Yes.
spiff that up.
Exactly. I got an itch for some justice. That is really, really good. Let's see what dude is popular in Japan. Golden Bat was essentially the inspiration for the Japanese superheroes in general. That includes Tokusatsu heroes,
Tokusatsu.
and even giant super robots. Would you say that again?
Tokusatsu.
Okay. Let's see. I would love a shot of ankle, says Nate. Okay. Nice.
I do not know what that means.
Feet are on the floor.
But right.
Yeah. Alex Grant says, Alex, always the peaceful one.
Well,
hey, Sean Vieira's in chat. Good to see you, friend.
just a child of my environment.
Right. Exactly. Just a product of the chat that consumes you. Read the Poisoner's Handbook for real life scientific detective work in the Jazz Age, which is scientific detective pulps, and then later Mystery Men. Cool.
There's a lot to really like in there.
Yeah. It's a very handy book.
This is so good. I got that just itch. That's very good. Thank you for all the help, friends. I appreciate the assist. Now,
are we able to be on a team with you if you have cooties? Are you going to give us cooties? Because we don't want that.
I think I control the cooties. I've got cooties.
Yeah, I think so. And I think the Gray Falcon is immune to cooties, actually.
I think so, yeah. Like, there's not really I guess just sort of a wind over time. I mean, there's not really.
Is there a termite for Marvel?
I don't think so.
Right.
Now let's see. Okay, so King Starf asks, now is this an actual talking statue or someone using their super ventriloquism?
It would be really funny if Steve's character spoke for my character and I never talked out loud.
I like how you're abdicating a lot of things.
Then you're getting into a whole sort of Han Solo and Chewbacca kind of vibe,
yes, that's true. What would your noise be if you were sort of the stone Chewbacca?
I feel like I would bring 2 rocks to the game session and bang them together when it was time for me to talk.
I do like this. We should think of heroes that are actually really, truly punishments for anybody who GMs them.
Right.
I love it. The Cootie Kid was the sidekick of the Phantom Flea, putting the bite on crime. I like this, Paul.
Yep.
Paul, we might have to partner up. Phantom Flea? Perhaps. Dave Block says, I assume this is similar to the Sandman's gas guns.
Right. But just with itching powder.
Yeah. So it's Sandman's gas gun, Sandman being you go to sleep. Then.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I thought about that too. David Block mentions that the stone Chewbacca would grind their teeth, but that's sound.
I don't want to do that. That sounds bad for everybody involved.
Right.
Sean, that's so interesting that you say this because I was just looking I think I ran across some heroes that would do that. They would trick the bad guys with super ventriloquism.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was kind
Superman does that a lot.
Superman did that a lot.
That's right. Yeah. Friends, if you want to find your own public domain hero and do a little research, you can do that by heading over to, for instance, right now I'm looking at Madam Madcap, and I'm doing that over on Fandom. And I think that's
Fandom.
Yeah. It is, of course, user generated, and you'll probably find some things that are wrong, and then maybe you'll stumble across the Mutants and Mastermind section and add some stuff to that. Why don't you? That'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so
one
Troy,
fun thing.
Yes.
One fun thing Calvin and I did on his Win with Dice podcast is we did create a random Mutants and Masterminds game of public domain supervillains.
Oh,
nice. Dr. Dracula.
Dr. Dracula.
Oh, Dr. Dracula.
I love it. And there's so many great. I mean, there's just a lot of really. Some of them are quite decent. Some of them are very silly.
Sure.
But there's certainly a lot of fun. Now, Steve, you were saying,
we are at the halfway point, so I didn't know if you wanted to talk about our special code for this
Yes,
episode.
I do. Thank you very much for reminding me. And let me. So here's the rules. Don't post the link in chat. I've made 5 versions. How about we do this first? That way I forgot this part of it. So we like to pair each one of our episodes with some books that you can buy from us. And so why don't we do that? You can pick up Power Profiles. And see, Power Profiles is appropriate for this kind of concept. And why so? What's in Power Profiles that makes it so groovy?
Mm-hmm. It is a great resource, and definitely for pulp-style heroes, for mystery men, offers the talents, powers chapter particularly is a great resource, as well as some of the sort of low-level martial powers.
Nice. And then, of course, we've got Time Traveler's Codex, which is great. Yep. We've got Worlds of Freedom, which is a 2E.
Yeah, indeed.
Title. And you may want to hang on before buying it because there might be a code involved. So we've also got gadget guides.
Also great for all of those pulp era type gadgets.
Yeah.
Gas guns and whatnot.
Exactly. When you see those pop up, you maybe scrub back a little bit and then hit that QR code and head on over to pick those up. But I've selected the our Worlds of Freedom PDF, which is $14.50 in the store. But if you use this code, what you're going to want to do is run to the store, put this in your bag or your cart, and then you will apply this code to your order, and it will be free, but only for 5 people. So you better hurry. And then what I'm going to do as well, so if you're watching this on demand, I've got a couple complaints from folks who, I'm rightly so. I get that not everyone can join us day and date. I'll throw a couple extras in there once those are gone. And so if you're thinking, oh shoot, you're watching this a couple days later, you better go check. You might find
might still be one around.
That's right. So here's the code. It's coming. Don't let it. Oh yeah, that's it. What?
That's not the code.
That's the code. I don't want this to be confusing at all. The code is, as you can very clearly see, I forgot what it was. It's Mumamo Mystery Man Monday. Something Madness. That's right. So
you ever commit to the bit so hard you forgot the bit?
Yeah, that's right. I really committed.
It can be very simply recalled by the helpful mnemonic "Mumamo my mima."
Mumamo my mima. Remember that.
That's right.
Right. Awesome. So yeah, get over there, get to the store, greenroninstore.com. You put in that code, and you could be a winner or not. Mumamo my mima. Thank you, Steve, for the reminder, and I'm sure everyone in chat also thanks you as well. Love it.
Go get them, folks.
Tempo caps do not matter. That's great. Devious, you better not mumamo my mima. Got all of them. Oh, you got them already. You have them in your library, Craig. That's great.
Yes.
There's not a one that you don't have?
That's great.
That's really nice. That's good to hear. Thank you for all your support. Sean Vieira says Worlds of Freedom was one of my favorite second edition books. great read.
Yes,
Thank you,
indeed.
Sean.
It's got some great stuff in there.
Also good to see you as well. Inagata Devita, baby. Worlds of Freedom was full of amazing ideas. Yeah, awesome. And you might just win yourself a free copy. And just type it. It doesn't matter. The case doesn't matter. Okay. So, all right. So should we create more heroes? Should we? Oh wow, folks are really getting into the QR codes. I appreciate that.
Cool.
Good to see.
I think we need a nemesis fight.
Okay, I like it. Let's talk about it. Well, that's a really good discussion. What are mystery men level baddies? Like what's going on in the evil department?
Right. Well, I think the classic mystery men bad guys are the mad scientist.
Yes, right.
The crime boss, or the sort of underworld kingpin type, and usually the sort of opposite number of the mystery men. Usually the sort of the masked villain type.
Did they mess around at all with occults and magic or devilry?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And we cannot forget the best person to ever fight and ruin the life of landlords.
Yes.
Landlords. That's right. I like that. Now, wasn't Superman opposed to the landlord? Wasn't that the deal?
Yep. Crooked landlords and wife beaters, were Superman's, first greatest foes.
I like it. Hi guys, I catch you late. How do I get the Worlds of Freedom? Okay, so just because you asked so nicely, Adrian, let me. Adrian asks, how do I get it?
Yeah.
You go to the store, and then you put the Worlds of Freedom in your shopping cart, and then you put in.
And then at checkout.
Exactly. At checkout, you put in this code. Is it this one? Oh,
yep, that's the one.
There you go.
Nope, not that.
I do want to say, hey, Tempo, thank you for the topic. We do know that it was responsible for this. And as a result, you get your own hero point that you get to use in real life. You can rewrite an argument. You can, maybe vanish if someone's looking for you and want you to do some chores, or maybe, who knows? It's got a world of possibilities. And let us know how you use it. I'm curious to know what Tempo would do.
Yeah. Paul nicely mentions the 3 M's: mobsters, monsters, and mad scientists.
I like it.
A pretty good list.
Yeah. And Paul loves a luchador.
Who doesn't really?
I mean, honestly, I remember as a kid, for some reason, we had 15 different luchador masks, and we certainly love them.
And of course, as Sean Vieira points out, there are always Nazis.
That's exactly right.
If your adventures are taking place in the 30s and 40s.
Absolutely. Okay, so what do we want to create? What's the?
Well, let's talk about the big 3 of mad scientists, mobsters, and monsters. So, mad scientist. We could go with a mad scientist who is involved in sort of the classic, building robots or building fiendish devices, those kinds of things. Or we could go with a character who's like the mad scientist. We could go with the mad occultist, who is somebody who's an opposite number of our magician character. And is, as Gene points out, like the head of an evil cult, or is, one of those, types who is doing the private, psychic seances for the wealthy and powerful, but is using their powers to blackmail or control people, and is exerting all of this influence in the higher echelons of society.
I like it. Yeah, that's a good one.
They could be a potential fun villain.
And I guess it's interesting because you think about mobsters. So you've got the mobster, and then you've got the minions.
Yep.
A lot of guns to duck and all of that, and maybe some strong minion types or whatever.
Yep.
And then monsters are really more of, I guess you can do like the creature from the Black Lagoon type monster, or like that kind of a thing, or we think.
Well, you could do all kinds of monsters, really.
Yeah.
You know, and we could play upon a monster that is created by our occultist.
Oh.
For example, and that could be anything from magically turning people's deepest fears and desires into a physical thing that can go out and do things, or it could be a Frankenstein style monster, or any number of other things.
Yeah, like
Alex, you've got a ton of monsters in Titan City. What do you think is a good sort of mystery man monster antagonist?
Monster antagonist from Mystery Man. I mean, I always love a good werewolf. Those are fun for Mystery Men to have to deal with.
Yeah.
I was on the mobster thought, thinking about the
thinking
about the cat burglar who kept stealing the Gray Falcon. As the Gray
Falcon. Sure.
I like that.
Like maybe they work for the cult and they keep trying to steal me because I'm a ritual artifact and I'm useful for something.
Yeah, key component to some kind of powerful ritual.
I like it. What about the itchy guy?
I feel like either his nemesis could either be a monster that is essentially immune to his powers.
Okay.
Like an unfeeling creature. That is like an animated statue or a Frankenstein's monster or an undead creature.
Yeah.
But something that basically is insensate to his powers.
They've lost the itch.
Right. Or could be again sort of that dark reflection. Sort of an evil chemist. Type who is fascinated by this breakthrough that the Cootie Kid has come up with, this like perfect like skin irritant, and the chemist has to know what the secret formula of it is,
right? Oh, I like this too. Paul brings up, this is an interesting Black Gill Lagoon, whose waterfront mob rules the city's docks. That's
right.
Yeah.
I do love the marriage of a lot of different ideas, kind of the monster mobster,
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah, the modern Nightwing comics did a great job with that by making Blockbuster the sort of mob boss of Bloodhaven.
Oh yeah.
Well, I like that.
A fairy who's interested in enforcing different rules, I think, is also a fun. Like we could play with that with the time period, especially because there's a lot of gambling and a lot of betting, and not just in casinos and stuff, but with the stock market, and we're in the golden age, and everything's going to be great forever.
Right. Remember, this is right after the Great Depression, so.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what's that's interesting. I'm just curious. What do we think that the mood or the setting is like by way of storytelling? Like, is it? Are we?
So I come across this a lot because if we're in the 1920s, it is the Roaring 20s, and everybody thinks everything is going to last forever. If we're in the 1930s, it's the Great Depression, and everything sucks.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly that.
Everybody's hungry.
And I think that the era of the Mystery Men is very much this sort of faded glory of.
It feels like,
they're surrounded by all of this, beautiful Art Deco, sort of architecture, and all this new invention and all of that sort of thing from the Industrial Revolution on. But it's the crushing era of the Great Depression, and people are very desperate. There's a lot of crime. There's a widening gap between haves and have-nots. And so it's definitely one of those eras that often inspires heroism in the sense of someone should do something.
I was thinking of that kind of that same notion, Steve, that even if you stage this and you're doing something in the midst of the Great Depression, I think you could also have themes of family and of support and network and, you know, well, you know, the Great Depression was terrible, and I'm not looking for the one that's coming at all. But there's, you know, opportunities to, you know, there's great food, and there's, you know, people who are just kind of really legitimately inventing bootstraps as they, you know, try to figure out how to keep.
I definitely think that subculture and community is really a big thing you can play with in that setting. I think Alex plays with it expertly in Titan City because all of the different monsters, you know, sort of have their own subcultures, and are very much like those sort of niche cultural enclaves.
Yeah, absolutely. And the mob element is a really kind of a big, or the organized crime element is kind of a big theme in your stuff, right, Alex?
Yep.
Yeah, it comes up a lot, especially because the monsters are a not so subtle allegory for people who are
on the
marginalized
margins
by society.
Right. And a lot of marginalized cultures turned to crime because it was what they could do.
That's right. Well, if you're on the margins, you know, maybe, exactly. I mean, you know, LGBTQIA history, there was a very thin separation between the mobsters and, you know, Stonewall being a great example. I mean,
bar that was run by the mob.
Yeah. So I have a question, Alex, when it comes to, because you also play at least my vibe is, and check me if I'm wrong, but my vibe from your organized crime is that there's an honor among the crime families, and there's kind of you could
code.
Get paper. Code. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There are some that are that way, because I'm a firm believer historically that crime, people aren't criminals because they're evil. They're criminals because they need stuff like food and shelter and money.
Sure.
And a lot of the organized crime outfits in Titan City are offering community and family to a lot of people who aren't getting it from anywhere else. But there are some criminal organizations that don't do that, and they rely on coercion and threats and force more than building that sort of honor among thieves. I try to play a lot of different nuances for it.
Yeah, but it's an interesting discussion as you start to create your bad guys, you know. And,
indeed.
Shades of gray and all of that kind of stuff really.
And I think that's
tapestry.
I think that's the opportunity we have looking today, making characters in that time period that they didn't necessarily have the perspective or the education to make those decisions.
I think a lot of views of the period back then were much less nuanced than we approach it now.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. What are folks saying? Interesting. a good cult, you know? I'm not sure.
Well, Gene mentions the very common trope of mystery men types having informants or networks of agents.
Yes.
And that really plays well into the whole notion of you're connected to a subculture or to a particular group that is often overlooked. There was a bit just now in Only Murders in the Building that says when you're going up against rich people, always talk to the help. Because the rich bad guys will always do stupid things in front of them.
Right, that's right. Yeah, I like that. I can't wait to watch that. I heard it was really great. Only Murders.
Yeah.
I was also thinking too of, was there in that era, what was the superstition like? Were they pretty scared of the ghosts and the goblins and all that?
I think they were scared and excited about a lot of things.
Yeah, I think there was an interesting sort of juxtaposition of a very, very scientifically focused culture, where mainstream culture was very about, science will solve everything.
Yeah.
But that pretty much every other culture was, and this is where it doesn't shine particularly well, was perceived as very backwards and superstitious.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you definitely get a weird balance of characters, but plenty of the pulps and the early comics had genuine magic users in them, so you still have that same sort of back and forth that we get in the modern comics of the really high tech characters being like, well, I don't believe in magic, and I'm like, well, you hang out with like a ghost and a sorcerer, like how do you not believe in magic?
Yeah,
they're delusional. Don't listen to them.
Right.
That's interesting too. I could see also a villain taking the shape of the first sort of better living through, don't eat that apple, eat this processed whatever, and kind of evil corporation doing something, evil. But that could be a fun angle. Let's see. Tempo says, oops, here you are. The Clock, created in 1936, is believed to be the first masked hero to appear in American comic books. A hypnotist with a secret underground lair. Nice. The Clock also used gadgets themed around clocks.
Again, not subtle.
Not subtle at all. I mean, it's one of the things I love. There's another character I came across, and she just cracks me up. Lady Luck, and the masked Deb, who makes a 4-leaf clover mean poison ivy to crime. I'm just like, that's great. What does she do?
Right.
And she's sort of riding in a dress, standing 2 cars are driving down the road, and she's
Oh, I mean, the number of women in the era who can fight crime in a ball gown, is impressive.
Yeah, it's really hilarious. It's very of an era, for sure.
To be sure.
Well, so here's what we've done. We've had some fun. We've talked about, Mystery Men. We've shared a little bit of our friend Tempo's deep on, sort of knowledge of the heroes past. I think we need to work on the encounter for our 3, the Cootie, and what's your name, Alex, of your hero?
The Gray Falcon.
The Gray Falcon. I love that. And Steve, what were you again? You were the...
Oh gosh, well, I have to come up with a name for my magician, other than like the magician, which is kind of like what it says on the tin, which honestly is very on brand.
Yeah. But well, let's call him Magic Guy.
Right.
Yeah. But so we just need to develop a whole series of books, and I'm just kidding. I think I'm going to go back to the drawing board on Cootie, because I realize the more I say it, it's got a bad mouthfeel.
So to speak.
Well, if you get cooties there, that's your own fault.
Right? Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, throwing your cootie dust in the wind.
Now, if we just want to, honor the pulps, all we have to do is turn out, 50,000 words of story every month, for these characters, and
I think we're on something. I think we're on something. We finally found the thing that'll work. It was
$20 for it.
Right, exactly. For which we will be paid, half a cent a word.
That's right. Let's see. Hey, chat. Thank you so much for all your fun, and thank you, for Paul for saving me from my making cooties so much better and so much more palatable for everyone. And thank you guys too. Fun episode.
Pleasure as always.
As per the usual. Steve, what's going on in the Steve Kenson cinematic universe?
Well, these days I am hard at work revising the manuscript for the 4th edition Heroes Handbook for Mutants and Masterminds. There you go, Gene, Mr. Magic. That's great.
Yeah, I like it.
And folks have been providing us with a whole lot of useful playtest feedback over at the Atomic Think Tank. And now we are in the process of implementing all of that.
Nice.
So that is in the works and is pretty much occupying my time these days.
Absolutely. And volumes and volumes of feedback.
Indeed.
For days. Yeah, you'll have feedback for the rest of your life. Alex, what's going on with you? What do you have cooking this week?
Tonight I have my office hours in about 30 minutes. So if you want to come hang out, I'll be over there answering questions and playing games.
What are you playing?
But I'm starting the new game plus mode of Alan Wake 2, the final draft, because it looks like that's the actual ending, is to play the game twice.
Oh.
Just bold of them. Good to bake that into your gameplay loop. I love that.
Right.
Other than that, I have been hard at work on Event Horizon. We had a wonderful workshop last Friday for the Pinewood Project, so working on that. And I've got Guardians of Haven on Wednesday. And we have a podcast episode coming out tomorrow for National Podcast Day. So,
oh, nice.
Hey, very nice. Tomorrow's National Podcast Day. I love it. Celebrated by hanging out with Untold Stories.
That's one of the most brutal Mutants and Masterminds moments I've ever been a part of, from a player I was not expecting it from.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow. That's saying a lot.
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, nice. Okay, awesome. Sorry, I'm clicking on a thing here real quick.
Yeah.
So one of the Alex mentioned the workshop, and it is basically it's one of the many things that we do with our friends that are part of the Cape and Cal Club.
Mm-hmm.
And for $8 a month, you get to hang out with these two, maybe sometimes twice a week, depending on kind of what the project is. You get
Right.
participate in some fun activities like the M&M Mix-Up. And we've got some other things. Oh, that's funny. Sorry. You started being funny for me. I had to interrupt. Misdirection. I like it. You weren't really a close magic guy or close hand magic.
Could be. I mean, a lot of the characters at that time were also, stage magicians of one sort or another. So I could definitely be a part of it.
Yeah, I always saw the woman in half here and
right.
something else there. But back to the Cape and Cal Club. It's really one of the most special, interesting, and fun groups of people that I've had the pleasure of watching and seeing you two work with. The project, Pinewood Project, is really a lot of fun and very. It's covering a lot of bases. Essentially, it's a setting, and there are really well developed storylines that kind of run the gamut, and for the living and the dead, and all kinds of fun stuff. How would you describe the city? Is it sort of what is Pinewood? Kind of a nexus for mischief, or?
Yeah, Pinewood is a cozy and uncanny Earth Prime city and small village, town, small, in rural Ohio.
Yeah,
it is a place where the effects of the Terminus invasion are still felt to this day, and it's up to the heroes of this small town to keep the world safe.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it, and
all kinds of kooky shenanigans.
Well, here's the deal. The Cape and Cal Club. Basically, you can be a part of that, for now. I mean, that project will come to a close at some point, and then we'll, kind of replace that with other opportunities as well.
Right.
But the real point of this is that you get some one-on-one time, not one-on-one time, but FaceTime with these two gentlemen. We have dev meetings, talk about what's on the docket. Everybody in the Cape and Cal Club gets early looks at our Mutants and Masterminds content before it goes out. You also get to be a part of the Pinewood Project, where you can write some stuff, or you can share some ideas and kind of engage in that. It's really just an amazing opportunity for folks who are big fans of Mutants and Masterminds and want to be bigger fans. Now, it's $8 a month. You can get a free trial month where you get to hang out and kind of check the vibe.
Right.
And see if you
like it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm going to drop a link in the chat for you to click on. And I just got to say, it's just a heck of a lot of fun. I dig it. And okay, great. Gentlemen, thank you so much. We're going to roll into what's in the tank here. Before that, we will talk a little bit about what's happening in September, the remainder of September. I cannot believe we're one day away from October. We've got so much good stuff planned in October. It's my favorite time of the year, frankly. And so, yeah, I will pop up a October calendar that kind of maps everything out. I think we've got an actual play schedule. We've got a lot of good, fun stuff. And you can also anticipate that this coming Thursday, we're going to be doing Thursday. And we're going to be digging into the Slumberer's Burden and tying up some of the loose ends there. Of course, that's a game that we're creating, an encounter that we're creating together, a setting really. Actually, was supposed to be a map, just a simple map. Now it's turned into something much larger, thanks to everybody who's joined in chat and kind of, evolved the idea to what it is now. It's a lot of fun, and then after that, on Thursday evening at 5 p.m., it's Get Tanked with Troy. It's Thursday office hours. It's a lot of fun, and another great opportunity just to hang out. We do a Zoom meeting. It's very enjoyable. Actually, was supposed to be what is Paul is. I'm getting my own voice in my head. Paul's talking about keep Cal members get a look behind the curtain. It really works as a masterclass in game development, which is really what the Pinewood Project's all about. But now we're going to be talking about what's in the tank, and we do that with a good friend of ours. We like to call him Devious. Devious, are you there, my friend?
I am here, Troy.
Hello. How are you?
How goes it?
It goes okay. It goes okay. We're having fires here
Yes.
Pacific Northwest, and I am telling you, my voice is gravelly as gravelly can be. It's driving me crazy.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
But it never drives me crazy to hang out with you to hear about what's going on in the tank. The tank, of course, being the AtomicThinkTank.com. It's our community hub with all the trimmings. We've got folks who are really into the adventure game engine and all the various titles that it powers, as well as Mutants Masterminds, where we've got just a ton of stuff going on. And then you come and share what's happening really every week, don't you?
Correctamundo. And I would suggest for you mint tea with a little honey. It really works wonders for my throat. But
thank you, sweetie.
Sure, no worries, hon. And basically just to dive in, we've got, first of all, of course, the 3G TOC. 10 heroes, 10 stories, only one golden gravy goblet. Big Nate putting on his bracket here all the different characters that are available to vote for.
Who made this lovely piece of art?
Oh, I believe that would be him.
Nate, you did a lovely thing here. I like it.
Absolutely. But that is the golden gravy goblet. Contact Nate in case you have any questions about that. It is 10 people, and I think what he's doing is he's not putting any names, like the name of the author, with it, so there's no judgment. Like it's not going to be a popularity contest. There's no pictures or art with anything, so it's all going to be based upon just the read, just the view of the reading, what's the words I'm trying to say?
A view of the what? No?
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. Anyway, so next, I just did an article in the tank on complications and hero points, kind of a GM's guide. It's got actually some good feedback, and what I do also is if somebody has a really good point, I'll go ahead and add that into the main document.
Yeah.
Jason Cochran.
Yeah, it's kind of a vibe for the whole tank, really.
It's a big collaboration, and we just learn from each other, and we build upon what each other's do. If I see further than a few people, it's because I stand on the shoulders of giants. But also the Void Watching brought up a really good point, so I added something about what she had said as well. In here though, those aren't even the featured articles. The featured articles. Do you know what is a common theme in the featured articles this week?
No, what is it?
A certain Australian by the name of Paul Rua.
That guy's everywhere.
I know, and I worked with him on this one a little bit. And when I say I worked with it, all I did basically, this was his from inception to direction to completion. I just came in, made a few comments, suggested some wording. This is pretty much all Paul. And he also kindly wrote a lot of this. I did not write a lot of this. I only wrote a portion of it. This is Paul's really great points he makes about how a good leader and a good GM both have very common traits. Basically, they have to be the anchor. They have to adapt to chaos, encourage participation, be a mediator, be prepared, be proactive, know when to step back, and be accountable. And all those are good traits of both a GM and a leader. And so such a good idea for his article.
I love it.
That he did. Absolutely. But also another thing in this he put through a little while earlier, but at what cost? Adapting fate's success for a price system to M&M. So also a fantastic read, and that's all him. I didn't have any input on that. That was just a really great idea that I'm happy to see in the tank. I also put an article in there on rethinking power attack in Mutants Masterminds. Got a lot of good feedback there. On to the Aegis files. We have the Void Spectre and Chris Davies. I think he's slacking. I think he only put in about 24 entries or something like that this time around. I mean, are you okay, Chris? Is everything okay?
Yeah. You got a fever, friend? Are you feeling all right?
I'm worried.
Yeah.
But also one of the featured stat blocks is by Jack Kellum. By the way, Jack Kellum, great creator. He does these great world building streams on Twitch. He also runs games on Start Playing. I hardly recommend it. I did one just a couple weekends ago.
He's just a cool dude.
Oh, absolutely. A cool and hoopy fruit that really knows where his towel is. This is Stray, Jackson Tigers. Lydie Jackson, the daughter of a Black American man and Chinese woman. Her parents met while her father was in China as a diplomat.
Nice.
Very good history. He always puts a lot of backstory in all of his creations. Of course, he's Chris Davies.
And now here's the thing: what we're looking at here. So the Aegis files, the conceit is we've hacked into the files, the Aegis files, and we have access to all of these details about all of these heroes, and or villains as well. Basically, these are all bits and pieces that you can borrow. You can,
but yeah, I was actually going to talk to you about that. I think what we should do is double the cost of what it takes to access the Aegis files and the Freedom City Library. I think
that's
only wise for us.
Good. I'm going to triple it.
Oh, yes, that's such a great.
Wait, what's 3 times 0 is 0.
I'm not good with math.
It's just a bigger, fatter 0. Yeah, it's free. It's free is what we're trying to say in our little bit, which is quite funny. I like it, and we should do that again. You've got to see it to believe it. And Chris Davies is just a machine. 4th edition.
Chris Davies. My favorite Chris Davies.
I love it.
But also in here is Cal Kestis, the Jedi Survivor, as well as stats for him. For the Star Wars fans out there, or Barak put that in, and of course Chris Davies.
Hey, friends, do me a favor. So our friend Raymond shares that Chris posted with his last build that he's suffering some burnout and is going to take a few weeks break from updating stats for his thread. Everybody ought to send him a note and thank him. Write an article thanking him for all the work that he's done, and get in there. The biggest compliment you can give is to go in and use it. Go in and borrow and play around with the stuff that Chris Davies is making. And Chris, we really do thank you for your work, and you are working very hard. Don't burn out, friend. We want you in it for the long haul. But thank you for all that you do in there, and we certainly appreciate it.
And go ahead and put in a comment if you can about how much you appreciate it. Or if worse comes to worse, just give it a thumbs up. Just give it a positive emoji. Just let them know.
That's right. Yeah, go in and give us some love.
Now, just today, we're going to roll into events just right away here. Number one, just out today, Golden Squad, new episode of Golden Squad, Luke Feldman's Golden Squad out today. There's a link in there you can click on for the link tree. Also, of course, this today. Afterwards, people have got a choice here. They can check out Alex Thomas office hours, which is great, but there's also Redacted
Rangers.
RC is back, baby.
Yeah.
When the big iron falls to a mystic threat, only Overcharge, Sticky Steve, and Tattitude are available to fight back.
Sticky Steve.
Even my cat likes it.
Yeah, your cat's like, what? Sticky Steve, my favorite hero.
That's right. And National Podcast Day is tomorrow, so they're putting out a special Titan City serials for that tomorrow.
Nice.
Check it out on Spotify. There's a link for it. Tomorrow, we also have a special episode of DKMC's Superhero Shenanigans, but it's titled "Stay Safe," a Marley and Leo superhero shenanigans story from Don't Kill My Character.
I love
Definitely.
it. It's a riveting story, and I really highly suggest folks check it out. It's a lot of fun.
And if you feel like a little bit left out of the story, they have it on VOD. It's a great just to like put on in the background while you're doing ironing or whatever else. That's kind of like what I do as well. I'm sitting there folding the laundry. I'm listening to the podcast. All great, all great things to catch up with. But Tuesday, because we've got choices. But fortunately, the podcast, it's a podcast. You can look at it whenever you want to. The live stream tomorrow, Superhero Shenanigans. But we also have City of Destiny.
Love it.
Also out from Untold Stories Project. The link's in there on Wednesday. We've got a brand new video coming out on grappling by none other than Weeknight Hero.
I like
another
that.
Great contributor. Very, very good at laying out everything, how the game works and whatnot. We also have on Wednesday, Guardians of Haven Season 2, Witch Hunt. There's a little bit about the episode, what's going on, and Lady Lunar's entourage, and they're a little they're out to they've met their competition. They're still a little bit out of their depth, but I think it's going to be I think they're going to pull through, maybe. I think possibly.
We hope.
Now we don't really mention Thursday cheers because that's more of an age thing, but you do Thursday every Thursday, or pretty much every Thursday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I was agreeing with you. Yeah.
Yeah, but and then not soon after that, you've got your office hours. Office hours are fantastic, and it's not just masterminds. It's Thursday, just everything.
It's all the stuff
that you take care of. Absolutely. And we've had such great discussions, and even when like what'll happen or what consistently happens is Troy will have to go on, go get some sleep for business the next day. I'll stay on there for a couple hours. And the last time it was me, Paul, Jay, and David Bollock, just hanging out, talking for the longest time. We had a really good time, and it's just really a great way to get to know folks.
Super fun. Yeah, I had to bang out at hour 3.
Yeah.
But it's anyway. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Hey, I do want to share something I just learned about. So this is more of an age thing, but since it's out now and we're talking about what's going on in the world, we have a new partner in our another friend to add to our streaming joy, and that is the folks over at Eldritch Episodes, just in time for Halloween, by the way, are doing Cthulhu Awaken streams. And
excellent.
Yeah, really, really excited. They've got I'm going to drop I will drop the link to their website, which is eldritchepisodes.com. You can see already some of our lovely, freaky art, and they released the first episode today.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, so check it out and let me know what you think. Maybe get some spooky, turn the lights down low and get your blanket and listen to something spooky. I haven't even had a chance to listen to it yet, but I've listened to their past work. Really wonderful. You're going to really, it's a top-notch joint. So check that out. I just thought I'd throw that out there because they thought they were going to launch tomorrow. And they were like, heck, let's do it today. And so why not, I say? Why not? Thank you to our friends over at the Eldritch Episodes. We are just overjoyed to be able to help and sponsor the work that you're doing over there, and look forward to seeing what comes next.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So, this jacuzzi is great because you turn down the heat. Why are you slicing carrots into it? Is this beef broth? What are you waiting for? Get in the tank.
It's soupy.
Ooh, spooky.
Well, I think on that note, there's really only one more thing to say, and that would be goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. And we'll see you next Monday for Ian's Masterminds Monday. Don't forget to like and share. And do me a favor, tell your mom about it. I think she'd like us.
Your mom wants to know, definitely.
Yeah, she does. Bye.